The end of the soda system for Kong and his freshman friends, as well as the first all-gay dating TV show. More on this in a second here at Queer Fudanshi. Today we are going to be talking about two things. One, So Does the Series Episode 7, and 2, the first episode of Finding Prince Charming. As always, guys, this will be a spoiler conversation, so if you have not checked out either of these properties, make sure to do so now. If you want, you can go down to the section times in the video description and just skip ahead to the descriptions of these shows and find out if they sound interesting to you. So check out the media and then come back to join the conversation. So let's get talking. First, we're going to be talking about So Does the Series Episode 7. If you don't know, So Does the Series is a TV show from Thailand. It's a show about Kong and Artit. It's a boys' love show, and that's why it's been placed down as the BL bits for this video. This show is about Artit, who is a junior at a university, and he is in charge of the soda system. The soda system is the sort of like freshman pledging introduction event situation that goes on for about a month or two. It is supposed to welcome the freshmen and then get them assimilated into the university life. In addition, there are, of course, people who do not want to follow with the system. One of those people is Kong originally. This, of course, then evolves into a romance in a usual BL fashion. This particular episode saw the end of the sort of soda system, or at least what I believe is the end. It had the flag competition day event thing. My thing with this event is one, don't get me wrong, I understand that it was about unity and it was more of a spiritual, like tradition type situation, but at the same time, I'm like, why are you spending all this time trying to figure out these riddles and everything? There are like 100 and something freshmen there and like 20 or so juniors. Literally, if my plan would be if we all just bum rush them and just try to get the flags, then whoop, we're done. Done, right? But again, of course, I understand that it's more about like the understanding the rules and regulations and the traditions and all that. And then there was this one directorial choice that just completely took me out of the scene. During the flag event, there was this part where all the freshmen were planning and talking to each other. But of course, you know, there's the core group of freshmen in the story, Kong and his friends. My thing is that the blocking for that scene was awkward and forced. There was a situation where there was just a crowd of people distantly in the back, and then there was Kong and his friends just up front. You can see the distance, and you can see just how awkward it is for everyone to be back, while Kong and everyone were just center stage and focused. It just didn't seem right. It just was awkward to me. In addition, there was an extra on the left that was just staring at them the entire time. Go back and check that out. There's this guy extra on the left just staring at them. Also, there was Aim and May. They were just so awkward in this scene. Mind you, they have been awkward before, but that was the purpose. In this episode, it was supposed to be sweeter, but it just felt out of place. The situation made sense where, you know, they're running, May is sweating, he's like, here, handkerchief. That was supposed to be sweet, but it just felt out of place to me. I don't know, it just didn't feel right. One other compliment I can say about the episode is that I love the music, particularly that one piano song that plays whenever there's a nice moment. Whether there's a good moment between the two boys or there's just a nice moment in the story generally. I like that song. Do you guys know the name? I'm gonna have to look it up if you don't. I'm suddenly now realizing that mostly my thoughts on this episode are complaints, but just so you guys know, I did enjoy it. Second, for our queer quote, we're going to be talking about Finding Prince Charming, which I've already talked about on the blog and the YouTube channel. It is a Logo Channel TV show originally created by the channel to be the first all-gay dating TV show. Essentially, it is the gay bachelor, right? It is where a hot, successful, very rich guy ends up becoming the one guy that a whole group of people try to date in this very reality TV show forced setting. When I was reporting on Finding Prince Charming, a lot of people actually gave reviews for their first episode saying that it was boring, that it was like, how can you let a bunch of gay men be in one building, in one room, and then make a boring episode out of it? But when I was watching, I didn't think it was that boring. The only boring part to me was the end. That was like the the black tie event, the rose event, if you know The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. The scene where like he just says to a bunch of guys, you're staying, you're going, goodbye, I don't like you, right? That was the only boring part of it, just because it got so tedious with all the people. But the rest of the episode was at least enjoyable to me. I'm not going to say I was loving it every second, but I thought it was at least a passable and enjoyable time. What I love about the idea of the show, though, besides, you know, the one thing that can differentiate it from The Bachelor or The Bachelorette is that it is about a bunch of gay guys. It could be that they all go into that room, that house, and they could end up falling for each other and not just for the Prince Charming. It could be a situation where contestants can get to know each other and be like, hey, I like you, I want to get to know you more. Forget the Prince Charming, let's talk to each other, right? And I think that is so interesting. That could be such a dramatic and dynamic way to approach the show, and so that it isn't just the gay bachelor, which sadly, in this first episode, it basically is. Plus, what's gayer than a bunch of strangers hooking up with each other, right? But that isn't all my thoughts on these properties. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think if you have checked out these properties. If you haven't, make sure to go do that. They are both enjoyable and fun shows to watch. In addition, make sure to go to the blog post where you can go and read some other thoughts that I have on both properties. And of course, as always, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Queer Fudanshi tries to share LGBT media through news, reviews, and good conversation. So let's get talking. Bye.